releasing his anger on that rim. Deguara with a response.
Elliott in the corner as they spread it. Alexander, fingertip through the basket.
Welcome to another edition of ABL Recap. You can catch all highlights and more on all our social media platforms. We've got Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and of course our website, ASEAN My name is Joe Sarmenta and joined by...
I'm TK Kosambu.
And we are going to break down with you all three games of an action-packed Sunday. Starting off with San Miguel Alab Pilipinas and the Formosa Dreamers, the Philippine team, taking a squeaker 100-99 win with Khalif White again with his late game heroics. TK, how huge has Khalif White been for Alab?
Well, we've known this coming in already. Khalif White, just a guy who can really knock down big shots. Only 17 points, not that much in this game, but just that big shot with about less than 30 seconds left in the clock. That really sealed the deal for Alab, and it's turned out to be a great start for the team.
Alab is now 4-1. They lost their opening game but have gone on to win 4 straight. But it would be amiss not to talk about Anthony Tucker of the Formosa Dreamers. First 2 games back after that injury. Can talk about Tucker and his exploits today.
Yeah, we've known that Tucker is this kind of big game kind of player. He can really turn it up whenever he wants, as we saw in these past 2 games. A combined 2 points in the first 2 halves of these games, but he's been able to turn it up, as we mentioned, 22 points in this win over Alab, 4 3-pointers in the last 2 minutes alone. And this is what we've gotten used to seeing Anthony Tucker. It's just a joy to see him come back, even in a different uniform with the Formosa Dreamers this time around. 22
points, 11 rebounds, 11 assists for Tucker, a triple-double in his first weekend back. So if you're a Formosa fan, you've got to appreciate the returning Anthony Tucker as well as their new import Tolbert.
Yeah, big game for him as well. He was dunking everything he got his hands onto in the first half. And he's also been a big part of why the Formosa Dreamers have been looking a little bit better in this weekend right before the start of the new year.
So again, Alab 100, Formosa Dreamers 99. As we move over to our second game of our triple header, Slingers with a 76-72 win over the Wolf Warriors. First win for the Singapore Slingers in ABL Season 10. And the man of the moment was Xavier Alexander with another triple-double in his career, 23 points, 14 rebounds, 10 assists. TK.
Again, a normal stat line for one of the stars that we've gotten accustomed to here in the ABL already. 8 triple-doubles in his career, continues to be our all-time leader in the league. We're used to seeing this from Xavier Alexander. He just sets up everyone, gets the boards, gets his scoring going, and this time it results in a win for his team.
Marcus Elliott in his first home game at the OCBC Arena for Singapore, 15 points, 8 rebounds. What can you say about Elliott's first 2 games? Of course, it's a new team, new environment. He's still getting reincorporated with everything going on. But what can you say about his first 2 games?
Well, yeah, he looked a bit out of sorts playing in a system where there's already a dominant ball handler in Xavier Alexander. So maybe that's throwing him off a bit. But we've seen him slowly get used to playing off the ball a bit compared to when he was with Eastern. And today he knocked down a really clutch 3-point shot despite missing the first, I think it was 6 attempts heading into that final shot. So it's going to be a process. You can't bring in a guy like Marcus Elliott right into the mix and expect him to just mesh in immediately. But it's a big signing and it'll have to wait to work out.
Moving on with the side of the Wolf Warriors, Douglas Herring, 21 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists in a losing effort. Julian Boyle struggling, 9 points, 4 out of 18 from the field. But more than the numbers, you gotta appreciate, TK, the Wolf Warriors are competitive in Season 10.
Yeah, as this game we saw today, 76-72, only a 4-point loss. As we were talking before, they only had 2 wins the entire season last year, 2 and 26. Already they've eclipsed that mark and their first back-to-back wins in franchise history over this past week. So they've really done a good job of compiling winners, compiling experienced players and an experienced coach. And that's really turned the team around to become the competitive force that they are today. Despite not getting the win to close out the year, there's a lot of positives to look forward for this team.
So Slingers 76, Wolf Warriors 72. Slingers are 1-1, while the Wolf Warriors are 2-4. And our final game of the triple header, where we are, GSB Stadium 29 in Nonthaburi, Thailand. Mono with a dominant 98-75 win over Hong Kong Eastern. Very hard shooting and tremendous defense by the home team, TK.
Oh yeah, this was not like the other two games that we were mentioning earlier. Mono had a complete grasp early on. They were shooting on fire ever since the first quarter. Tyler Lamb came in, made shots. Freddie Lish came in, made shots. But even more than the hot three-point shooting, they did well on defense. They forced Hong Kong Eastern into turnovers. It was just a perfect game all around today for Mono Vampire.
Mike Singletary with 24 points, 14 rebounds. Ryan Watkins 17 points, 8 rebounds. But again, to your point, a lot of contribution from across the board. Tyler Lamb was huge off the bench. Fred Lish, of course, always a potent scorer. But also Preston Knowles played a huge role running the point, and a really hot shooting display by Mono. But talking about Hong Kong Eastern, 0-3 so far. Trey Kell, 26 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. New import, Brandon Coster, 19 points, 12 rebounds. But at 0-3, TK, should Hong Kong push the panic button?
Well, it's tough to say in the situation that Hong Kong Eastern have been one of the more successful franchises in ABL history over the past 3 years. Suddenly you're coming into this change. Edu Torres is out of the picture. Jordan Brady is in instead as the head coach of the team. So a lot of changes going on, and an 0-3 start is the pains that these teams have to kind of go through. And this is where you really test out who are the faithful fans of the team. Do you stick with this? And the thing is that there are some positives that the Hong Kong Eastern basketball team have shown. They should stick to that, but there's a lot of homework to be done. You can press the panic button if you want. It's an 0-3 start. There's plenty of time to revamp things up in the new years, but I think just have to have some faith in the transition period that they're going through and stick with it.
So ABL Season 10, I should say not first half of the season, but first set of games done so far for Season 10. A lot of highlights, a lot of huge plays, a lot of clutch moments, and we're just in a tip of the iceberg for Season 10. But first set of games, Alab and Mono have been 1-2 in the team standings. What can you say about these two franchises and their starts?
Well, yeah, they've been in the league for quite a while, so they already know how to play in this league, what pace they need to go throughout the season, and this time they're starting out really well. Both franchises actually have had rocky starts throughout the season, as we've mentioned through and through over the Mono Vampire games. Mono has not had the best starts. Alab has had their rocky starts as well, but yeah, this time they're really figuring it out. They've gotten the players that they want to play in their system, and let's see if it keeps up, but it looks good for both teams so far.
Alab lost their opening game against Mono, of all teams, and then won 4 straight. And Mono won their first 3 games, lost against Alab, then with a bounce back win over Hong Kong. But again, these two teams met in the finals in this exact gym in a 5-game series with Alab taking victory. TK, I know it's early on, but I'll put you on the spot. Are we looking at a rematch for Alab and Mono?
Well, we see at the standings, they're 1-2. That would be an easy answer. That would be an easy cop-out to say that this is a finals rematch that we're looking forward to. But not only are the teams that are there, but the players, the components in there. Jason Brickman, Sam DeGuara, Michael Singletary. These guys have been there, and they're on both teams. Brickman and DeGuara with Alab, Singletary, and other local players of Mono. So these guys have been there, and it wouldn't be out of the frame to actually imagine that they would be at the biggest stage once again at the end of the season.
So a lot of star power for both teams. Alab and Mono with terrific starts. And our final question for today, who needs the Christmas break? The Taipei Fubon Braves or the Macau Black Bears? Started hot, cooled down, and where do they sit right now, TK?
Well, as you mentioned, these two teams might really need to sit back, eat some of that Christmas dinner, cookies, everything, and just chill a little bit, look back at what they've done. They're coming off 2-game losing streaks. They haven't really come off on the right footing of how they wanted to play, maybe looking at some changes in personnel. We'll see how that goes down, but obviously after this 2-game losing streak, they want to look back at some things that they might want to revamp heading into the next calendar year.
So we talked a lot of things, talked about 3 games, triple header today, and of course the hot start and those who need Christmas break. But it has been an eventful ABL recap today, and thank you for joining for the past couple of episodes. More to come. Of course, this is just the tip of the iceberg. More ABL Season 10 action. Our season resumes in January 3, so stay tuned for that. So don't forget once again to follow all our social media accounts. We are across the internet. Of course, you can check all more content on our website. This has been Yoser Menta and TK Kosambun. TK, wish our fans a happy holiday and wait them for the new year.
Well, yeah, we've been enjoying a great season this year and then also end of last season. Just wishing everyone a happy holidays, hoping that everyone has the best of health, wealth, and luck heading into the next year. And as Yo mentioned, just stay tuned to the ABL. We've got a lot for everyone to watch over the next year.